3, 2. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome back to another episode of Break Room Banter,
It is a hairstylist adjacent podcast.
where each week
Two friends
sit in the dark.
and do a podcast. You guys.
We've had so many technical
So many
difficulties today,
technical.
besties, and I'm just having one of those days.
Yes. Speaking of that, my headphones are very much glitching out right now. Can you see if we didn't pull a cord? There it is.
We did
There it
pull a
is.
cord.
My
We
audio's
definitely
good
did.
now. Okay.
Okay.
You guys, it's been a morning, okay? We thought we had an episode. It really didn't come together the way we thought. So we've got some stuff we're going to talk to you about. We decided, okay, we've got enough for a video. And then literally one of our studio lights goes and like crinkles out and dies.
And dies. So
Just
we are
blew
lit by a window.
By a window. So, you know what? We're going to make the best of it. Like I said, I told Hunter the light bulb happened, and I said, we really need to stay positive right now because the Lionsgate portal is very much wide open today.
And I need to know what that means. Does that mean that they're like they're making movies? Lionsgate? What does it mean? Is the strike over? Can they go back to work?
This has nothing to do with the writer's strike and everything to do with the planets.
Okay.
Duh. Hello. To be honest, I don't know a whole ton about it. Like deep down. But it's supposed to be like something with how the planets line up, and it happens, sometimes. But it's in Leo season, basically. And supposedly there's today, I want to say the 17th, and then another day. I'm not exactly sure what the other one is. But where, like, your manifestations are supposed to be, like, it's an ultra, like, powerful day for me.
Okay, so this inspires me to do something, what
Okay.
you're talking about right now. Do you have CoStar?
Negative ghostwriter.
Okay, well, while I am not Cosmoprof, we don't need to open Cosmoprof. So while I'm opening mine, I need you to download yours.
What's it called?
It's called CoStar.
Okay.
CoStar. Because it's inspiring me to read my horoscope. So whenever I was in Atlanta with Amber J, Ben, and Travis, they're all really into horoscopes, right? So they made me download this app.
CoStar Astrology?
Yep, that's the one. And so it gives you like daily horoscopes so you can communicate with your friends, read your friends' charts.
Okay.
So wow.
What?
So one of my things for today is don't overthink pity party or give yourself excuses. What you should do today is trade books.
What's it say?
Be in low light and have pillow talk.
Y'all, pillow talk. Oh my goodness. For those of you that don't know, that's secret code for tea between me and Hunter that neither of us are supposed to know.
Right.
It's pillow talk, which means
When we tell each other our secrets and it stays on the
between
rainbow
us.
pillows.
Yes, on the pillows. Read mine. Will you read mine?
I can't read yours
can't do
because
it?
I don't have your thing. But
Open. Okay, hang on.
so that was just the original thing. And today I'm highly compatible with Jay Ladner.
I love that.
And the end is what it says. Boundaries are the hard part is what my thing says.
Yeah, that do be true.
And see, here's the thing. I don't know anything about zodiacs or like astrology or anything. So I don't know what these things are called.
Okay.
But whenever I click on today, this is the update that I have. Power in thinking and creativity, spirituality, social life, and self. That I feel like that couldn't be further from the truth because all I want to do today is just lay in bed.
Yeah. Well, what you should do and what you want to do are generally two different things.
What what you're gonna do?
What you're gonna do is
might not be necessarily what you want to do. And trouble is with routine and sex and love.
Well,
I don't think that second one
no.
is very true. But my routine is shaken up a little bit today.
It is a little bit, and mine was as well because I didn't sleep last night.
And then you know how it gives you a little paragraph or whatever? What is that called? That's my horoscope, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can be very realistic about how things are today and still find a way to keep enjoying yourself. It helps to know what matters more than anything else. You've already made progress.
Ooh.
This month, your sense of well-being relies on your willingness to try someone new. What? And that was highlighted.
Huh.
It says communications facilitating action. You've been analyzing your creative life. You will notice frictionless movement in your natural drive for action. Try to be more adaptable than you usually are right now. When you make room to speak about what exists, you no longer have to spend time wondering about everything left unsaid.
Dude.
Sorry, for audio listeners, if you're not watching on YouTube, my mouth is agape. Just, there's things going on in my personal life, right? Or my, personal life that I just don't want to talk about that this aligns with a lot. This acceleration will see its beginnings in a need for action relating to the ways you find joy. A surprising event will quickly change a music project you've been trying to start.
Ooh.
Interesting. Could be like a recording project,
right,
maybe like a podcast.
I don't know.
A relationship that you've been trying to shake up, or an art project you've been trying to make headway on. The situation will move incredibly quickly, so be ready. Okay. And so after that, it says this is a commendable move for someone who can let their need for stability stunt relationship growth. This is a good time to practice loving other humans from a place of honesty. Your main challenge right now is to accept that sometimes things break down and have to be rebuilt.
Oh.
Whoa. Self-knowledge grows with silence. See, here's the thing. This is why I'm so interested in astrology, because like, even though this is just like, I actually don't know what it's based, stars.
Yeah.
It is like, I can find at least two things in here that are very relatable.
Well, have you told the story of the psychic lady or whatever in New York City?
I think we have. I think we talked about it. Yeah. How she was like, your name is about to be known worldwide.
Literally everything this woman told Hunter has happened. It has come true. Y'all, like, it's crazy. She said his name was going to be known around the world. 30 under 30 global. Done. What was the other one? Something about being on stage.
Yes.
Right? And then you ended up doing the Fast Foil show. And
yes.
then you got this thing that you just did last weekend or whatever.
The photo shoot.
Basically. And the craziest part about it, she goes, does red hair mean anything to you? I looked at Hunter and I said, did she tell you to ditch the redhead for all this to happen?
No,
but
she was like, we're going together.
That's the part that got me. Because I was like, what the fuck? Like, I have nothing to do with any of your stuff that you achieved. You know what I mean? But, like, the red hair, and I was like, what? And then when all that stuff started happening, I was like, I mean, I kind of believe in this stuff, but I'm still a little bit like, whoa, you know?
You know, and I did walk. So I went to New York after that time. I did walk around in that area just to see if I would bump into her again.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't see her.
I'm going to go camp out on that corner and be like, listen,
by
lady.
the CVS.
Right? Okay, I got mine all hooked up.
Okay.
You want to see what mine says?
I'm ready.
Okay, so this is my saying. Anyone who calls you a hater is probably a hater too.
Why is it even in your
Yours was,
verbiage?
like all deep, and like mine's like fucking haters. Okay, so let's see. How does this work? Composite horoscope, date ideas, love notes, select your partner. I don't have one of those. Mine doesn't say anything.
So you have to go to updates,
Updates.
and then it should be on today.
Oh, power and spirituality, pressure and routine and sex and love. What does that mean? Trouble in thinking, creativity, and social life and self. Damn, I got lots of trouble, but all accurate. Let's see. A dream that you've stopped chasing is on the verge of coming true. Sometimes setting things aside can allow them to flourish. You call the shots. Your work this month is to understand the difference between being right and being a good friend. Oh, fuck. When you believe what just anyone says, you undermine yourself. In this moment, it may help to keep an eye on egotistical tendencies causing friction in your relationship. Read others generously and try not to take everything personally. The broader focus of your life during this time,
Good luck.
yeah, right, is to avoid being discouraged by endings and to see them as opportunities for new beginnings. Minor annoyances can grow into resentment if they are not handled immediately. I mean, okay.
You are about to move in with a friend.
I am. Yeah.
With that comes challenges.
Yes, I will.
Because y'all are both like grown women.
Yeah. I know. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I'm done blind reading my self-explanation on the internet. But yeah, so the whole reason we're talking about this was because, like I said, we need to manifest positive things happening for this podcast today, even though the universe is trying to
make us sit in the dark.
Make us sit in the dark. We need to sit in the dark and think about it.
The one where we read our charts.
Right? All right. On to the next.
On to the next.
So,
ooh,
next thing on here.
Speaking of your roommate, first off.
If we had one of these, we would not be sitting in the dark right now. Kelly, we're really going to need that lamp. We'll take whatever one you got.
I want the Casa Azul.
I know, right? Yeah, she needs more bottles for those. If anybody has old liquor bottles they want to donate to my friend who makes these super cool lamps.
Yeah, what are we talking about? We should tell the people because we know, but they don't.
Yes. My friend Kelly is having a raffle for her company. It's called Lick Her Lamps, and they're old liquor bottles that have been upcycled to make some cute lighting.
Well, and I think what's so cool right now is she's doing them by raffle sale.
Yes.
So she's selling tickets. Some are $10, some are $20. But what she's doing with that is she is attempting to buy tablets for a nursing home that her dad is it the one that her dad is living in. And I just think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like she's so creative in the fact that she saw a problem and then it like immediately was like, this is what I can do to help.
Came up with the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm a bartender. There's leftover liquor bottles.
Right.
I'm a lesbian. This is a clever
Liquor
name.
lamps. I know. She's so creative.
Like,
she's got so many things in that brain of hers.
And it's for such a good cause.
It is
like
a
she's
good
not
cause.
doing it for herself. She's doing it to help other people, and that's just so special. So everyone go find her on Instagram.
Kelly G Productions or Lick Her Lamps.
At Lick Her
Lamps. Yeah.
But yeah, and they're super cute. They're not like tacky.
No, they're not. They're really cool.
They're like classy. They're great for like a bar or a man cave.
She can make anything into a lamp too. So if you want some custom cool lighting, hit her up. If you got something you can. That's what I was thinking.
That's
we should
so
figure
cool.
out something to make a barbicide jar or something. Oh,
so
that's
cute.
what it is. A barbicide jar. That would be so cute for in here. I love it. We're going to do that.
We figured it out, Kelly. Thanks.
Buy a raffle ticket to Kelly's raffle and get yourself some cool lighting and help some sweet old people in the process.
Listen, as I start, like, I know I'm not old. I'm not saying that I'm like old, but like as I start aging, I'm becoming an adult,
Yes.
I guess. I'm so aware of old people and like the treatment that they get.
You know what one of my clients said to me the other day, who was older, and she was like, said something, and she goes, I tell you what, it sure makes me wish that I was nicer to old people when I was young. And I was just like, oh.
And it's like a whole
Like,
cycle.
I mean, I am pretty nice to old people, but it, like, that would be a really shitty thing to regret.
Yeah.
You know, like, once you're on the other, because
Karma.
life be like that. You
Yeah.
know, you talk smack about something, and then it bites you. But
Well, and we're all going to get old.
we are. That is one thing you cannot
So-
escape. Death taxes.
Yeah. So I just think about it a lot, and like, what could we do to help make it better, make it easier, make it, because not everyone has kids.
No.
I probably won't have a kid.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily have the want for one right
Yeah.
now. Who's going to take care of me and Bradley when we're old? We're going to take care of each other.
Stephanie and Emily's kids.
Perfect. That's perfect. I just have to be really nice to their kids.
Yes.
Okay.
That's assuming they have kids, right?
Well,
See? It's a thing. It is true.
Deacon, I'm coming for you. You need an
Right.
Xbox, buddy?
Yeah. He's going to like you more than me.
A PlayStation, even? A computer? What
Right.
what do kids play games
What,
on?
what do you want? I'll give it to you.
Anyway,
Okay.
now we have a couple
Okay.
unpopular opinions.
Yes.
Inspired by a creator on TikTok.
Yes.
And these are, one of us each has an unpopular opinion. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, I'm a little nervous.
Okay. You're nervous?
No, I'm not nervous.
Oh.
I just said it.
Okay, so here's my unpopular opinion. And we all know Erica likes feelings, not facts. Okay, so if there's a possibility that I could be wrong, but my unpopular opinion is that an entire shampoo, like an entire line of Olaplex, and someone using it shouldn't be sold in retail stores without the like education of a stylist. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because I do think it's like people think Olaplex and think, oh, great. Like even hairstylists did this when it first came out, right? Olaplex is great. It does what it says it does. But everything, like with everything, there's limitations. And sometimes too much of a good thing is real.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so like,
I mean, I was looking at Beauty Launchpads magazine
Yeah.
because we were looking for things to talk about, and Olaplex won #1 bond builder for like years in row,
Yeah.
like, and this year as well. Like,
exactly. It's amazing. It is good.
yeah, it
But
works.
the hair needs more than one thing. And yes, I know that they have other ingredients. They have moisture masks. They have all these things. But, oh, man. Like, I just think too much of a good thing is a thing. Like, you can overuse it in your color as a stylist. You know, you can overuse it as a client by using every product that you put on your hair is Olaplex. If you're buying
Every single day.
If you're buying it from the girl at Sephora that wants the commission, I don't know, they work on commission. I don't know. She just wants to sell, you know what I mean? She's selling you something. She's helping you. Is she a hairstylist? We don't know. Chances are probably not. Could be, but like, I just think that it should be in salons only. Like, yes, the full retail line is great. I'm not saying it's bad. That's how companies work, you know?
right.
But something like that.
It
I
needs
think
education
it
behind it.
Education, yeah. And all I'm really getting at is that it would be better to have a stylist between the shelf and the client, the consumer.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Passing it off. Because as a stylist, we're taking care of your hair the whole time. So it's like we're educating you from start to
Yes,
finish of
exactly.
the appointment. I'm putting this in your color because this is what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm putting this in the color, you actually need this and this at home, and you use this many times, and you do it this amount, and all of those things are happening during your appointment, so that when you go to impulsively buy whatever we use or whatever you want off of the shelf, you're educated on it. You know how, when, and why you're using it.
Yeah.
So I fully agree with your unpopular opinion. We talk about it in the salon a lot too.
Yeah.
And we don't use it in the salon, but it's just not our bond builder of choice.
No.
Okay. Mine is that you can't just say that you specialize in something and charge a premium price.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is, in my opinion, I believe that in order to specialize in something and to be charging a premium price, there has to be backing behind that. So say you specialize in blonding. You have invested X amount of dollars into your education, specifically in blonding, which can be dispersed throughout the year by increasing your prices by a certain percentage.
Yes.
Correct? So you have invested into your career, and then you get the return from that. However, you say you specialize in blonding but have not taken a single class. You're good at it, but you're not educating yourself further on that topic, which means most of the time you're not properly educating your guests on that service. So if you're specializing in blonding, are you educating your guests that you're using this bond builder in their hair? Whenever you're using this bond builder, it's creating an artificial bond. So in order to maintain that artificial bond, you have to continue to introduce that artificial bond into your hair by using this shampoo once every 3 shampoos. Are you telling them that? Are you educating them on the volume of lightener that you're using? Are you using the same volume all the way through the head? Are you increasing your volume? Are you increasing your mixing ratio? Why are you increasing your mixing ratio and keeping your volume the same? All of these things are stuff that you would learn from educating yourself on being a blonde specialist. Versus if you're just inept at it, or is inept, does that mean good?
I think so.
Watch it mean bad. If you're just naturally really good at blonding, adept, I don't know. If you've got a knack for it. If you got a knack for it, girl, then you're just good at blonding. You're just good at blonding. But if you can invest your time and your energy and your money into your career, you can raise your price and it's justifiable. There's an investment behind the price increase.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Well, because
What do you have to add?
I think that, like, people come out of beauty school, and the culture of the industry right now is really pushing specializing and stuff, which I just see pros and cons to, right? So these little babies come out of school and they're like, oh, I'm a blonde specialist. Oh, I'm an extension specialist. Like, blah, 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 blah. I personally feel that the only way you can come out of school and claim to be a specialist of any kind and have it have merit is if you have done an associateship or an apprenticeship under someone who specializes in those things.
I was just about to say that. So if you are, while you're in school, or if you started a salon immediately as an associate with someone who's a blonde specialist, an extension specialist, a curl specialist, then you have invested time into that. And in turn, you have invested money because you took a lower pay in order to learn these skills. And the point of an associateship, a good one, is that stylist that is your associate becomes better than you are at what your skill is. From the first associateship that I ever did, that was what was told to me. And since then, I've kept that in the back of my mind as like, this is the point of this.
Yeah.
This is the reason. You want that person to be better than you at what you're doing. So then, you came out of school, you were an associate, you took a lower pay, you learned all of this person's stuff in addition to taking the classes that you can afford while being an associate. Yeah. Maybe that's a $25 a month subscription or whatever. You're still investing your time, you're still investing your money. You're a specialist in that skill set.
Yeah, being a specialist and choosing to only do one thing are not one and the same.
Well, and we always talk about, like, we compare a lot, and I say we as a generalization, but, like, I see on social media a lot the comparison of our industry to a doctor. So, like, people say all the time, you wouldn't ask your doctor why you're putting down a deposit. Yeah. You wouldn't ask your dentist why they charged you a late fee.
Yeah.
All the things, right? So if I go to my primary care physician and he says, I need my tonsils and adenoids out, what is he going to do first? He's going to refer me. No, he's going to refer me. The only reason I know this is because I have had this done. So he's going to refer me to an ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Yeah, okay. You've been here. We did this with Deacon.
Yes. Yeah. So that specialist has gone through medical school just like my primary care physician, but they've went through an additional amount of school to specialize in ear, nose, and throat. Am I going to go to my primary care physician? He's going to say, I think you need your tonsils and adenoids out. And I'm just going to say, okay, can you do it right now? Here in the office? No.
Is that an in-office procedure?
Right. Do you know how to do it?
No. Yeah. Well, and that makes sense. You know? People talk about, we talked about it an episode or two back, of like, you do have the potential to make a lot of money in this industry. You know what I mean? And the only way to make the money that doctors and lawyers do is to continue to educate yourself and invest in education over the next 10, 12, 15 years. You know what I mean? I don't think that you have to be 15 years educated to be making good money in your specialty by any means. But my point is like, if you just go to beauty school and stop there, you're going to burn out, you're not going to make enough money, and you're probably ultimately going to struggle financially or not last in the industry, you know? But if you continue to, like you said, I like the way that you put it, like investing your money, like having this class and then raising your haircut price by $2 or whatever. So it spreads out over the year, like whatever it may be, you know what I mean?
The reason I said that is because it was like back in the day, and I want to say that it was Gina Bianca. Because I get a lot of my original business ideas from her, because she's just a freaking genius. Yeah. If you don't know her, I don't get it, but like, go follow her, Gina Bianca. I am Gina Bianca. But I believe it was her that said, okay, let me gather these thoughts. I just had to jumble them up in my head. So we watched this Unpopular Opinions video, and one of them was talking about not having to explain your price increases to your guests, which completely get. However, this post that I saw forever ago is how I look at raising my prices. So if you keep your receipts for all of your education for the year, right? Tally all of that up. How much did you spend that year on your education? Okay. After that, divide that by 12 months. That gets how much monthly you spent on your education. Now divide that 12 months into weeks. Divide those weeks into days, and divide those days into hours. And that's how much you have a price increase of.
I like it. Those are numbers I can do.
Isn't
It's
that
funny
so
because
cool? And it's simple.
I hate numbers, but like at the same time, when I'm paying attention to my numbers, I'm so much better. So much better. You know?
And your numbers don't have to be hard.
No, they don't.
You focus on 3 things: retention, retail, productivity.
Well, it's the productivity for me. That's the one that like recently I've been like
keeping busy.
Yeah, I've had 2 good weeks. But just like staying on track and like starting the day with a number in my head of like, this is what's on my books, this is what my goal is. Like, I mean, if I'm booked more than what my goal is, obviously I'm still gonna upsell and like those types of things, but it gives me like a little bit of motivation and just like a sense of control over my life.
You know what I just had like this random thought of is, so you're really good at the upselling thing, right? Like if you just have a haircut, 9 times out of 10, Erica doesn't just do a haircut. She'll do a haircut, deep conditioning treatment, or like a detox, whatever, right? I wonder if when you went to the front, instead of going to the checkout tab and adding the services in, if you modified the appointment to what you actually did.
They don't like me to do that. But maybe if I have a good reason as to why I could.
Well, I'm just wondering if it would make your productivity more accurate. Does that make sense?
Maybe.
Or if it is accurate because of the checkout. I don't know how what the process is with like the computer part.
I did that accidentally one time, and it like moved because it books where you are, not where the client was originally like time frame. Like if they came in at 2 and I
checked them out at 4.
And I changed their all over color to a medium highlight before that checkout screen, it'll book the medium highlight, boom, down here. And yes, I can go back and change it, but it's just like,
that's a lot.
Yeah. And it like changes everything on the computer. And if there's multiple people up there, it's just not good. So I just was like, oh God, sorry, here you go, you do it.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense.
But I'm going to ask about that because that's a good question.
Right. Because it could, I mean, like, computers are smarter than humans. So, like, it could be accurate by the checkout.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if, like, on the screen, if it had all of the things that you actually did, the screen is more filled up with blue space than white space.
I see what you're saying. I like it. That's a good question.
That's just where
we're gonna figure that one out.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Oh,
we haven't talked about this in a few episodes, so we need to. Yes.
For Ray. If you guys remember a while back, we had that episode with Alana about hair aid. And Ray was inspired to go, and she's going. Where is she going?
She is going to, I believe, Bali.
So
cool.
But she's taking donations for the schools or for the people.
Yes. So what they're looking for, they're not picky.
Yeah.
However, they do prefer white capes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have white capes that you're able to donate, clips, cutting combs, shears, old shears.
Yeah. Which old shears that like need to be sharpened.
I would imagine
they can sharpen shears
that they can have them sharpened. But if you can spring it and you feel inclined to have them sharpened before you send them, you know, like great. Those shears that you keep in the back that you cut sticky notes in half with, you know, like anything that they can have donated is good.
Anything's going to help.
Yeah. Anything will help. It is a nonprofit. They operate on donations and crowdfunding. Yeah.
So if you've got something you'd like to donate, reach out to us.
Yes, reach out to us on Instagram, Break Room Banter Pod, or you can reach out to Ray in Body. Her Instagram handle is at stylist.ray, R-A-E. And that's at stylist.ray, R-A-E is how you spell Ray. Another TikTok.
Oh, Okay, so this one is just funny, and I put it on here because it made me think kind of about my own self, like, and my own brain. Um, I can't work and talk at the same time.
No.
So I don't, honestly, like, I've noticed that the busier I am, the less I converse with my clients because I have to stay focused, which is fine. But there are those times where I'm feeling super chatty and I just can't shut the fuck up. But there's still no in between. So the particular TikTok was talking about like how there is no in between. Like, I don't know what to do after I ask you to how your weekend was. Like, then what? Now I'm just going to like talk to you about your personal life or share random facts about aliens or the pyramids or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Oh God, is it that lady with this? She was talking about the water, or what was she talking about?
She was talking about how kids that grew up in the 90s, there was like an overwhelming amount of us that wanted to become marine biologists.
And bitch, she is right. I absolutely
did want to be a marine biologist.
Yes, that's funny. Yeah, that's what it was. She was like, I just like to talk to people about either random facts I know, which is a lot of stuff, or like deep conversations like trauma and like all this stuff. And
right.
She was like,
so like, did your mother leave you?
Yeah, it's either like small talk or like that. Like, there is no in between. And I just really identified with that because like, I'm like, oh yeah, what's the latest? And then like, I expect you to carry the conversation. If you want to talk, you have to talk to me because I'm focused on doing your hair. Obviously, this is not all the time, but there are days where I very much feel that way. And I've kind of gotten to the point where I'll just be like, girl, I got to focus.
Right. I am behind.
You know what I mean? I'm behind. You want to talk? You can talk to me. I'll talk back. But my brain is on this right now, not conversation, And a piece of advice that Michelle gave me, which is good as a stylist, is if it's awkward silence and you don't know what to talk to them about, like, you should be talking to them about their hair most of the time. You know what I mean?
That is kind of funny.
Refer back to that. And I definitely use that one a lot of times because sometimes it is like awkward,
Mm-hmm. I was literally about to say, because I'm not, I hate to say it like this, but like the way that my brain is like, if I'm not immediately interested in it, I'm not interested. So like, it's kind of like in one ear, out the other. Obviously that changes the longer you have a client, yada, yada. But also the dead space changes when the longer you've had a client.
Yes.
Like, you have things to ask them about.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I default always if it's like, so how was your day? And they're like, oh, it was good. I did yada, 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 yada. I'm like, cool. And then it's quiet for a second. I'm like, okay, so about your hair, this is what we're doing. These are the foils I'm using. Aren't they cool? Don't you notice this black thing? That they're black? Isn't that cool? Well, that means that it's going to like transfer the heat more evenly and it's going to make your foils process really, really fast. Yeah. So because your foils are processing faster, you're going to get in and out of here so much quicker. Like at 25% less of the time. And they're always like, oh, that's so cool. Tell me more. And I'm like, I can talk about that shit all day.
Yes, you can.
Science of hair, hairstyling, hair cutting. I could talk about any of that all day. But
good thing you have a podcast about hair. I'm dead.
But yeah, I feel like I always default to hair because that's what I know the most about. And so that's my random fact throwy outie.
That's you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just a random fact person.
I love that. Yeah, no, I'm tend to be like, my chair sometimes is like therapy chair if I'm not on a time crunch.
I've had people come in and sit down and it's like, I'm going to use this as an example, but this isn't the exact thing. It's
Yeah.
like they'll come in and sit down and be like, my grandfather died today and my cat died yesterday, and my boyfriend of 13 years broke up with me right before I walked in the door. Like, he drove me here, actually. So could you, like, maybe give me a ride home?
I need a ride home.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, okay.
So you want highlight?
So your ticket's going to be $450 today. Is that cool? Are we good to go?
Oh, my gosh.
I just get awkward because I'm like, oh my gosh. And then like I can listen. I'm really good at listening.
Yes.
And just offering small snippets where need be.
That's what I prefer in the conversation, is if you just do all the talking.
Right. And then I can be like, I can offer small, like I can keep it going.
Yeah,
I
girl,
can keep
you told
talking.
her.
Yes.
And what did she say next?
Yes. Yes. And you did what?
Yeah.
And okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can keep a conversation going all day.
That's so funny.
This last one, I'm like, I'm embarrassed to
gosh.
talk about it, but
Are you going to talk
it
about
happened.
it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I love this. I love this for you.
I had a client the other day that I had so before work, I sit in my car because I get to work early, as everyone knows. I'm early for everything. And I sit in the car and I go over my client list and I pre-plan in my head what we're going to do. I look to see if they have inspiration photos in the system, all the things. Take screenshots if they have them, and then I will go through and find some inspo pics, and I'll take screenshots. So that way, when they're sitting in my chair, I can be like, this is what I'm thinking. So my partner had recently bought me some cutesy little underwear.
Okay.
And I was wearing them for the first time that day. And so I took a little picture and I sent it to him. And it wasn't like I was not naked. I was just in underwear.
Okay.
It's a very vulnerable position. But I'm swiping through the photos and I was like, oh, yeah, I can show you this. And so I closed the photos and I didn't think about the fact that the icon was there. And it's like very clearly, know that it's a body.
A body.
It is not hair. So yeah, my client saw my nudes.
Well, your partial nudes, that's misleading. Your undie pics, your spicy pics.
My spicy pics.
Spicy pics.
And normally I would delete a photo like that, but I had literally taken it that morning.
That is so funny.
I was mortified because she said something. She was like, oh,
that
you
is
go.
Funny because one time I got sunburned so effing bad, so effing bad. And
Are you talking about the crack burn?
No, this was another one. I was in Washington, Lake Chelan, and I got so fried in the front of me. Like, I had no choice but to take a naked mirror selfie of my sunburnt bikini body, right? It was horrible. And one of my clients saw it because I sent it to my mom. I mean, it wasn't like anything. I was just like, look at how fried I am, you know? My mom's seen my boobs before, you know? No big deal.
Your mom has wiped your butt.
Right? But I was like swiping through the photos. I completely forgot about it. Like, because it wasn't in a weird, like, sexual context or dirty context at all, you know?
Oh, no, your battery, your camera. So you sent it to your mom. It wasn't on your mind that you forgot.
Yeah, but I was just, I was swiping. Luckily, it was a female client. I was just like, oh, God.
Could you imagine if it was one of my straight guy clients?
Oh, my gosh. That would have been funny.
I would have
died.
Mm-hmm. I would have crawled into a hole. I've been like, well, it was nice cutting your hair. You need to go.
You need to go now.
I'm like, please just leave.
I'm dead. That's so funny. Yeah, that's the only. You got to be. First of all, you never have your face in the photo.
My face wasn't in the photo.
Good.
But I mean, I don't see a lot of new people. So my clients know that it's just me and Bradley.
Yeah.
So, and Bradley's a skinny twink. I'm not that. So, you know. It was obvious
I'm
that it
so
was
dead.
me.
That's hilarious.
Anywho.
Did you want to talk about the Lizzo thing? No.
I think I'm over Lizzo.
Cut it
I
out.
mean, we'll figure it out if you don't know, Lizzo's being sued.
Yeah.
By
One of her dancers.
multiple, right?
Is it multiple?
I don't know if it's multiple or if it.
See, look, we shouldn't talk about it. We don't
Exactly.
know
I was like, because I haven't invested too much into it
Me
because
neither.
I'm like, I don't like. She's a celebrity. It's big news, but is it big news?
No.
Is it like what?
Well, and so I feel like so many details have to come out and be clarified before I feel like I can justifiably have an opinion on it.
Right.
Because right now it seems like a lot of like
Hearsay.
she said, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever. No one cares.
I mean, a lot of people
A lot of
care
people
about
care.
Lizzo.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
I'm going to clip that out, and that's going to be the first line of the intro. A lot of people care about Lizzo.
A lot. Very important.
But yeah, that's all we got for you
Yep.
today. That was a great episode.
It turned out all right. I think I
happy
just
about
want
it.
everyone to know that Hunter's mood has completely turned around as we've been recording this episode. So we hope you guys like it because we dug.
Because it made me feel better.
We dug in the depths of our soul to get the strength to make this episode for you, and then it made us both happy.
And maybe next week we'll not be in the dark.
Right? Next week we're gonna do a candlelight episode. I'm just kidding.
Candlelight vigil for our souls.
I don't like that. Not that.
Oh. Okay, anyway, if you want to follow us on our social media journeys, I am at Herrick Hunter on all the things.
And I'm Erica the Redhead on all things.
Our podcast is at Break Room Banter Podcast Pod on all the things, especially the TikToks.
Tiki-talkie.
If you want to find additional ways to sponsor, if you want to find additional,
if
you want to sponsor our podcast, we're accepting sponsors.
We are accepting.
Please, we need new lights, obviously.
Obviously.
Please sponsor an episode of this podcast. Subscribe to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/Breakroom Banter Pod. All of this is linked in the description below. Follow on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcasts. And until next time, remember,
You always have a seat at our table.
bye.